All right, welcome everybody. I hope you're well today. And we're going to begin by getting comfy in our seats. You want to allow for your body to just relax in a way where you give it permission to kind of let go. And the way we do this is just by starting to notice what parts of the body are we kind of holding on to or that are tense. Notice your hands. Notice the tongue of your mouth. If it's touching the top of your mouth, try to let it go and relax the jaw. Notice your shoulders and just for a moment, just roll them back away from the ears. And then relax them down so that the arms are heavy. There's no work that needs to be done with these hands, so you can relax the fingertips and open up the palm. Relax the sits bone in a way where you allow for the weight to completely be supported into the seat beneath you. Inhaling and breathing in, and exhaling and breathing out. You want to also allow for your legs to start to relax too, knowing that we can hold a lot of tension in our thighs and our hips and our legs and knees. Maybe take a breath and bring that breath down to the leg body. Maybe even imagine that that breath can reach the tips of your toes. And on the exhale, let go and breathe out. Allowing for your mind's eye to follow the breath through the body. And we're going to do this about 5 times, allowing for full breath cycles to be followed with our mind's eye. That's our imagination, our vision when our eyes are closed. And just bringing a sense of awareness to our feet so that that breath reaches the feet body. And then on the exhale, following it back out, traveling up through the legs and belly, chest, the throat and the nose. And just find your own rhythm. Inhale, breathing in. Exhale, breathing out. Our next inhale, full awareness and attention to the tips of our toes. We're going to start physically by just noticing the way the toes feel. Notice anything that the feet are relaxing on. And that's something that you feel a connection to or feel support from. Notice the temperature. Notice if there's any pain or if it's neutral. Maybe there's a tickling sensation. And start to just build around your feet the sense of what awareness is to you as you go through each part of your body. You want to structure it so that you really understand your version of awareness. So when I say that word, that it's not a foreign word to you. Take the next 10 breath cycles to just form this version of awareness and focusing on the feet for now and just being very, very open to what that means to you each breath. As you start to adopt this sense of awareness, notice any thoughts that arise. These thoughts can come in the form of impressions or colors. Maybe they run like movies. Without trying to adjust or change them, just be an observer for a moment. And use the sense of awareness anchored to your feet body to just notice any thoughts that come up for you. And do this for the next 5 breath cycles. You may notice that your thoughts wander and they shift, morph, change. That's okay. Just continue to be an observer, recognizing that maybe that's what your thoughts do every now and then. And if they do, just gently come back to the breath and back to the feet and pick up where you left off as an observer in a kind and compassionate way. Now, as we continue to move through the body, we're gonna rinse and repeat, so to speak, this process. And it's gonna shift and change as we go up through the body. One of the things that we want to commit to is compassion, self-compassion throughout the process. And see if you can set an intention now to be compassionate each time your breath maybe wanders away. But to also be compassionate if anything rises up in your thoughts that makes you uncomfortable. If any part of your body feels pain, or if any emotions are painful that just become part of your awareness, that you will be compassionate towards that and loving. Just as a mother is loving to her child, On our next inhale, we're going to breathe in. And as we start to breathe in again, we're going to notice that we're rising from our feet to our lower leg body. And just take your time getting there. There's no need to rush. The inhale breathes in this breath of life, and it sprinkles across the lower legs, the back of the calf, the shins, the inside, the outside of the leg, the ankles, the knees. And on the exhale, it releases, allowing for whatever's there to be available for you to be anchored in awareness on. And just notice any thoughts that might rise up for you here. Using awareness as you know it. Being compassionate through each breath. Continue with the process. On our next inhale, we're going to continue with our journey, going up the legs to the thighs, the full length of the thighs, the back, the inside, the front. Notice the shape. Notice any sensations. And allow your awareness to permeate throughout each part of the thigh body. And letting your breath travel to help you stay anchored. And if any thoughts arise, just being aware of them and greeting each thought or each emotion, image, with compassion and kindness. Greeting your legs with kindness and compassion. And just allow what's ever there to be there, as being kind and compassionate is allowing. It's just the nature of compassion. Our next inhale will guide us up towards our hip body, The left hip to the right hip. The full pelvic bowl that supports the mid trunk of the body. As your breath comes in, allow your awareness to just permeate throughout this part of the body, bringing with it a sense of compassion and kindness. And any thoughts or emotions that are dominant here that rise up for you, just be an observer, greeting your body, your emotions, your thoughts, all with compassion. And through each breath. The next inhale, we're going to continue up. It's a full length of the mid-trunk body from the lowest part of the belly all the way up, rising through the chest and the heart to the shoulders and down the full length of the back. And maybe you can even, just in your mind, follow each vertebrae down the back body, all the way to the lowest part where the sacrum is, where your sits bone is connected to the ground beneath you. And let the breath just flow through effortlessly. And then come back around, engulfing the belly, the front of the body, the heart and the chest again through each inhale and exhale. And then let your awareness completely be here and be present with this part of the body, using the breath with compassion and kindness to greet anything that arises up for you here. Remember, be an observer and breathe through it with each breath of compassion and kindness. Treat yourself as a friend. In the next inhale, we're going to bring the full awareness to our shoulders. And then we can start to travel down the arm body, passing through the biceps and triceps, to the elbows, the forearm, the wrist, the hands where the palms are and the knuckles are, to the fingertips. And just let your breath completely just overtake the length of your limbs, from shoulder to fingertip and from fingertip to shoulder. And as you settle in, allow your awareness to just be suited for your arms here, both your left and your right. And just notice any thoughts that may arise, any emotions, any physical sensations. As an observer, as a kind, compassionate observer. On the next inhale, we're going to rise up to the upper portion of our body, taking our time as we get there. And once we finally arrive at the lowest part of our neck body, notice the full length of the neck, the throat, the back of the neck, the sides. If you swallow, you can even feel the inside of the neck body. Notice the way it feels through each breath. And just offer a moment of compassion and kindness for anything that may arise here. Any words that may have been spoken, or any words that we felt like we should have spoken but didn't. Breathe in and out as an observer, a kind, compassionate observer. Allowing and forgiving through each breath. Next, we're going to rise to the last part of the body, which is the face and the head. And just notice each part of the physical face body, from the jaw to the cheeks, the lips, the nose, the eyes, the brow, the forehead, the hairline, the ears, the hair, the crown of the head. But also notice as you breathe in, there's this sense of smell. As you maybe loosen your tongue, there's this taste. If you feel any air on your face, there's touch. Through your ears, you hear. Through your eyes, even being closed, you're able to see. And also notice your mind. Your mind in this area where thoughts, reasoning, and so many other beautiful things arise. See if you can just sit here as an observer, taking all of this in your awareness, and greeting it with kindness and compassion, breath by breath. And now from the crown of our head down to our feet, allow this cycle of breath to just radiate and permeate all the way down to the toes, through each cell. And anything that was there that rose up for you, allow the breath to just fill it with kindness and compassion. And on the exhale, release and let it all go. No matter if it was exciting or painful or challenging or loving, whatever it was, just for a moment, allow yourself to just be here, aware of your sense of self as you are, breath by breath. And as we do that, I'm going to provide us with a quote today. And after the quote, I will ring the singing bowl. For the rest of this class, allow yourself to just be present with self in a kind, compassionate way. All that we are is the result of what we have thought. It is founded on our thoughts. It is made up of our thoughts. If a man speaks or acts with a pure thought, happiness follows him, like a shadow that never leaves him. Continue to breathe. welcome to meditate as long as you like by leaving the session now. Otherwise, we will close together. And when you're ready, you can begin to wiggle the toes. Gently breathe in some breath with the intention of resetting your eyes and your gaze to the world around you. Maybe even wiggle the hands or rub them together. Take a few more breaths in and out and maybe smile, knowing that you have your whole day ahead of you. I thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you. I love you, and namaste.